What's going on, world? Ricky Clay back with another video vlog. It's been about a little over a month since my last one. Not as many views as I want to have on it yet, but that's alright. We're going to keep them rolling and hopefully the views will pick up as soon as everything else does with the book being promoted and everything like that. But I wanted to do another vlog just because I have a couple of things I wanted to touch base on, a couple of updates I want to give, which will be for later in the video. I want to do a vlog about once a month. The vlog I'm doing for today, the topic I actually got from comments I received from the other vlog, and it's in regards to motivation. Desperation will have us looking for motivation in the oddest places. Hello?
How may I help you, please?
Yes, I'm looking for motivation.
Sir, we don't have motivation here. Call somewhere else.
Oh, screw you.
Yeah, well, screw you, guy.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you.
I was pleased that people were actually considering me, a new author, as someone who can actually relay some of that information to them in a helpful regard. Now, once again, I said on my very first vlog, this is not going to be a how-to vlog channel, and I stand by that shit. But as much as I'm standing by that comment, I'm not standing as far away from it as I thought originally. This isn't about a how-to anything. It's just some useful tips that I have, and like I said, people actually broached me with the subject. So I'll be remiss in not talking about it just because of my pride or stubbornness. While I appreciate the comments, people asking me about how to get motivated, stay motivated, I'm not surprised that people are making this a point of conversation. Just because I know how hard it is to get motivation to do one thing or the other. The one thing I noticed is a lot of people worry about getting motivated to start something, like going to the gym, that New Year's resolution that always seems to fucking fail. If you get started, everybody thinks like, okay, I got started, that's all I needed, I'm good. Once I get going, I just need to get that strong pace. But actually for me, and I think for a lot of other people that can attest to this and started a project and finished it, is motivation actually is a stabilization type of monster that is hard to conquer. It's not just about starting something and being motivated to start. It's finding that motivation in the middle, that motivation to finish it. So it's a three-part phase, and if you're not able to get past just that initial jump, it's not going to be something that's going to be successful. So I want to talk about it in regards to what I feel, gets me through being having any type of hiccups, any type of hurdles, just a couple of little things that helps me. Very first thing I do to stay motivated to do anything, it sounds really simple, but I think about it. And take that simple thing and extrapolate it. When I talk about think about it, I mean anywhere, everywhere. I mean, I think about it unknowingly so. I know you guys look at the behind the scenes stories of successful people and celebrities and what have you, and the first interview question is always from somebody, are you surprised that you have reached this level of success? And then whoever it is, whether it's a famous fuck or some celebrity or something, like, yes, I can never see myself in this place, and I'm just blessed, and it's such a beautiful thing, and blah, 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 blah. And while that might be true, it wouldn't be for me. I just know it wouldn't. I think about it too damn much. I see myself getting there. Now, I can't say whether I will or won't, but I see myself getting there. So if I do get there, it's not going to be a surprise to me. I'm not trying to sound condescending, nor am I trying to sound like I am belittling the process. I understand how hard of a road it is. I know it's the football player that's been good since high school, transitioned over to college, and trying to get to the NFL. I know what I'm thinking about. That level of success is that rarity of that college player making it to the pros. But once again, when it comes to me envisioning what I think I am capable of, and when it comes to anybody else, I think you should have those type of thoughts. That way there's no surprise, there's no hurdles that are too big for you, because you already see yourself at the end of that line. And if you're seeing yourself not crossing that line, then what's the point of doing the race in the first place? So that's the first thing. I think about it, and I think about it nonstop. So the next thing I want to mention is get something tangible. And this is a very important one when it comes to me. When I used to do music, I mean, I still do music, but when I was pursuing it and doing projects and what have you, it was hard to complete a project, especially as a producer, which is what I was, waiting for artists to get music back to you. And you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs or making a beat that has no direction. And you know that it can't be used for a project because you're waiting for stuff to come back to you. So it's like, how do you maintain that focus when you're really just waiting on the toilet and hoping that the shit drops? Get something tangible. What I mean by that is, when I'm in that transitional phase or in that middle part of the process, if you can get something that you can hold, that you can see, it's going to make you feel so much better, like this is actually real now. Before I even got my book cover, I updated a couple of my social media websites, did a couple of pictures and for promo and things like that, and it felt good. You were putting work in that was outside of the actual product itself. So it's like everything is tying up to future plans, something that's going to actually mean something in the end. So all the little pieces that add up. So if you can actually get those to kind of hold you over, it's like little appetizer pieces. Some people can actually take appetizers of full meals. Take that into consideration when it comes to just getting those little things that'll tide you over while you're transitioning to the next stage. And there's a lot of things you can do. Once again, you got websites you can do. You got business cards you can print up, graphic flyers, cover work, little pieces to keep your appetite going. You know, it's building that motivational metabolism up, so there's always something burning. It's that desire to get things done. It'll never burn out to a point where you're looking for motivation again. You're just keeping it going, adding fuel to the fire. None of it is kind of fire. It's all going to be something that's going to be productive at the end, as long as you're thinking and foreshadowing what everything is meant to do. And the last thing I want to discuss in regards to trying to keep your motivation turning is not really a tip for motivation itself. Is really a dead end or a hurdle that you want to try to prevent at all means, because it's an easy one to fall into. And you don't ever hear anyone talking about this. That's why I'm glad I did this vlog, so I can kind of bring it up. And that's advice on advice. There's going to be so many times where you're going to, especially now, we're in an age where you can find information anywhere. You know, so it's like you're wanting to be an author, myself, and I'm looking for all these ways to do things right. I'm a research whore. So I did a lot of research on the process itself, on self-editing, on publishing, just general things to know about the market, genre placement, so many things, and just general information, of course, in regards to writing, especially when it comes to some of my favorite authors, and they actually have books or interviews on this particular subject. You're going to turn into a glutton for information as well, but there's a bad side to that, because as much as you want it, you can be a glutton for good information, and then it's going to turn into bad information and manifest itself into something you can't digest, and that's not healthy for a motivational appetite. The more you stack up on information from A to Z, you'll notice that at a certain point, you're going to find the consensus opinion, or you're going to find the contradictory opinion. And both of them are going to seem like they're valid points, and they probably are. But if you continue on that road of, okay, I'm going to take this person's advice, I'm going to look up this, I'm going to look up that, you're going to create this huge hurdle for yourself, and you're going to end up having these mixed views riddled in your work. And it's easy to take advice from people that you respect and say, this is where it is, you're going to hold it to gospel. They're charismatic, they're intellectual when they talk about it, articulate, they have the credentials out their ass to be able to say these things. It's like, okay, that's where it is, that's where I'm staying, I don't need to hear anything else. And then you'll hear something from somebody just as iconic, just as articulate, all those other things that you respect as well, saying something to the contrary. Now you're left in this road of indecision, and you're not sure which path to take. The only path you can take is your own. That's the reason they were able to reach their levels of success, is because they found out what works the best for them. Now, of course, you don't want to follow blindly and ignorantly for good advice just out of, you know, steadfast loyalty, especially if you believe it's something that could fluctuate in basis of opinion. So do your research. I know a lot of this sounds ironically cyclical, but I'm not trying to make it sound like that. You just have to do your research and then trust your vision when you make that decision at the end of the day. And believe me, the irony of what I'm saying has dawned on me. Advice on how to take advice. Why would I take advice from you? You're telling me to be careful on the advice I take. Just listen to me. I'm big, I'm black, and I know what I'm talking about. And before I end this vlog, I just want to give a couple of updates. I do have my book cover finally done, front and back, done by A&B. Very big shout out to her, because it was great work. We worked together on it from the beginning to end. I actually designed the concept art for my book, and she put it into graphic form, which was beautiful. So this is the design that I did for the book cover, Bagman Blues, Rickey Play. But here it is. Like, once again, it's called Bagman Blues. I have a new blog post on my blog, so make sure you guys check that out. And in honor of a reference I made to Tupac, I'm wearing my Tupac shirt. Check that out to see you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a very opinionated piece, but I'm an opinionated guy and a little bit of an asshole, and I take pleasure in writing about that. So check out the blog, stay tuned for the book. Appreciate you guys tuning in once again. And once again, as I always say, be an artist first in everything you do.